Just going to quickly talk about ice effects on the brain. In our menu, you will see in our resources folder, you'll see a number of videos. One, of course, which is called The Crash by a group called Meth Inside Out, an American organisation associated with the University of California in the States. They've put together a number of videos, some of which you can see here. The Crash, which I urge you to look at, talks about how people use ice and the effects it has on the brain. In the Crash, they show you that dopamine is released when someone takes ice. It releases about 1,000 times more dopamine than the body is used to. The body feels incredible, it feels great, you feel wonderful, and you think, this is the best feeling in the world. And generally it is, because that's what dopamine does. Dopamine is the natural chemical in the brain that makes you feel good. Anything you do that's positive, good food, sex, hanging out with friends, a good movie, listen to music, all these things release dopamine and make you feel good. But as I said, ice releases 1,000 times more than anything natural, and the people feel incredible, and that's unfortunately why they take the ice. But the brain sort of says, okay, there's enough in there, enough dopamine, I can't produce anymore, we're going to slow down, we're going to stop production. But one of the things that ice does, it stops the reuptake of this dopamine. So the dopamine doesn't go back into the brain, doesn't get recycled. So it sort of sits there in the brain, going around and making you feel great, but slowly it sort of dissolves away, and the brain stops, but the brain hasn't produced anymore. So all of a sudden, you're without dopamine. This leads to what we call the crash. You stop taking the ice, it slowly goes out of your system, you sleep, you feel irritable, you feel terrible, because there's no dopamine in your system any longer. Another drug that it works, another natural chemical it works on is a thing called serotonin. Serotonin regulates mood and cognition, so how you think and how you feel. Appetite, learning, and sleep as well. So of course, you're not going to sleep for days and days taking ice. This is something we all know. But the minute it's out of your system, the person wants to crash. They want to sleep. And the other chemical it reacts with is noradrenaline. Again, adrenaline, we all know about it. Well, I assume we all know about adrenaline. Very, very quickly, adrenaline speeds up the central nervous system. We have the old thing called the fight or flight syndrome. You're in a fight. Do I stay and do I protect myself, or do I run away? So those chemicals, the brain stops producing those chemicals, and it needs time to replenish them. So regular use of ice changes the brain structure. So we call it neuroadaptation, but the brain basically adapting to having this substance on board. All of a sudden the substance is gone, so the brain reacts in a different way. Longer term use, as I said, the brain produces this dopamine. It's a natural product, but too much of it and the brain stops producing it. So you keep using ice for a long time, dopamine levels are going to be affected. So the brain's going to say, well, I don't need to produce as much because it's getting this massive rush every time I use this drug. So long term, someone stops using it, they're going to take time for the dopamine to replenish. And that's going to be, that's some of the negative effects we see once someone's come off ice. We see the agitation, the aggression, just the feeling of just feeling terrible, feeling like they can't do anything and don't want to do anything. So that's what we see. So as I said, please look at The Crash, have a look at that video, explains it very well. And again, if you have any questions, please use our contact page. We're more than happy to answer anything anytime.